Everyone knows the feeling of struggling to wake up in the morning, needing time to gather strength. Legs feel a bit weaker than before, and every movement requires more effort. The gait slows down, not because of pain, but because of a feeling that the body has lost its former strength. If these signs seem familiar, then many share this sensation. After 60, a gradual decline in muscle strength becomes common. However, not everyone realizes that muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, is not just an inevitable consequence of aging. It is also a result of what we do, or rather don't do, to maintain our bodies. It may come as a surprise, but muscle strengthening doesn't just happen during activity. The most important processes of muscle tissue recovery and renewal occur during sleep. It is at this time that the body restores and renews muscle tissue, but only if the necessary building blocks are available. These building blocks come from food, and not just any food, but the right nutritious food eaten before bed, which quietly works while the body rests. What is this magical food that can transform the body while you sleep? The answer to this question may surprise and inspire new habits. In this new episode, we will talk about 4 miraculous gifts of nature, the consumption of which before bed is capable of creating a real revolution in the body. They will help resist the relentless loss of muscle mass, restore wasted strength, and greet each morning with a feeling of vigor and confidence in your body. And the last product, a modest spoonful of which before bed can have a truly magical effect on muscles, will pleasantly surprise even the sophisticated. Let's start with a delicate green fruit covered with fuzzy skin, whose sweet and sour taste gives true pleasure. We are talking about the humble kiwi. Many perceive it only as a refreshing snack on a hot summer day or as a bright ingredient in a fruit salad. However, few people realize that this small fruit is a real hero when it comes to healthy sleep and effective recovery, especially if consumed before bed. Let me tell a story heard over a cup of tea from a very interesting person. George, a 74-year-old widower and retired teacher, shared his problem. I've forgotten how to sleep through the night, and when I wake up, I feel stiff, as if my body spent the night in tension. He didn't complain of pain, only fatigue and exhaustion. His legs had lost their former stability, and his arms had lost the lightness and strength that he once took for granted. George was sure that these were inevitable companions of aging. Then he was offered to make a small change to his evening ritual. Eat 2 kiwis about an hour before bed every evening for 2 weeks. And here's the result. George not only began to fall asleep faster, which hadn't happened in many years, but also began to wake up feeling light, rested, and full of energy. "I don't creak like an old chair anymore," he noted with a smile. "My legs are mine again." What gives kiwi fruit such exclusivity? First of all, kiwi stands out from other fruits for its natural content of melatonin, an essential hormone that serves as a signal to the brain, telling it that nighttime rest is approaching. While a significant number of people resort to melatonin pills, kiwi offers a more delicate and natural way to obtain this substance through food, allowing the body to absorb and use it more effectively. Scientific studies confirm that eating kiwi shortly before bed can have a positive effect on improving the quality and increasing the duration of sleep, especially in older adults. But that's not all the benefits of this fruit. Deeper and more restful sleep plays a key role in the muscle recovery process. While a person plunges into the world of dreams, their body is actively involved in repairing damaged tissues, hormonal balance, and replenishing energy reserves. However, these processes are most effective in the deep stages of sleep, and kiwi helps to achieve them. In addition, kiwi is a valuable source of antioxidants, such as vitamin C and E. With age, muscles become more vulnerable to inflammatory processes and oxidative stress, which leads to a feeling of stiffness, soreness, and a general slowdown in physical activity. The antioxidants contained in kiwi play an important role in protecting muscle cells from damage, allowing them to focus on the recovery process. This fruit is also an excellent source of potassium, necessary for maintaining normal muscle activity and preventing nighttime leg cramps, which can be especially unpleasant. One of the main advantages of kiwi is its ease of digestion and low impact on blood sugar levels. Despite its sweet taste, kiwi has a low glycemic index, making it a safe choice for people managing blood glucose levels or monitoring insulin. Additionally, kiwi is low in sodium, making it ideal for those looking to maintain healthy blood pressure. For best results, it is recommended to consume 2 ripe kiwis about an hour before bedtime. Slowly eating the fruit, perhaps while reading a book or listening to calming music, can become a ritual, signaling to the body that rest and recovery are approaching. It's important to note that, as with any food, it's necessary to listen to your body. Some people may experience mild stomach discomfort due to sensitivity to fruit acids or if they have digestive issues. However, for most people, kiwi is a gentle, soothing, and well-tolerated food that promotes better sleep and body recovery. Thus, kiwi presents a delicate and effective way to improve sleep quality and support overall health. However, it is worth turning your gaze to more familiar things, to something that everyone has known since childhood, perhaps thanks to morning toast or a favorite family recipe. We are talking about eggs. The thought of eating eggs before bed may seem unusual, as most are used to seeing them for breakfast. But here's the surprising fact: eating eggs before bed can have beneficial effects on the body, especially for those over 60 who want to maintain strength, balance, and muscle tone. It's not just the high protein content that makes eggs so valuable, although that is certainly an important factor. Eggs contain what is called a complete protein, meaning they have all 9 essential amino acids needed for muscle growth and repair. They are particularly rich in leucine, a key amino acid that activates muscle protein synthesis. In simple terms, eating eggs sends a clear signal to the body. It's time to rebuild and recover. Questions of aging and nutrition open new horizons, especially regarding the needs of the elderly. Over time, the human body undergoes changes that affect protein absorption. While in youth, a small serving of chicken can promote muscle growth. After 60, an increased dose of high-quality protein, with an emphasis on leucine, is required to achieve a similar effect. In this context, eggs shine. One large egg contains about 6 grams of protein and 500 to 600 milligrams of leucine, making it a valuable component for nighttime muscle recovery. For those who prefer a light dinner or are protein deficient in their evening diet, a soft-boiled egg eaten an hour before bed can be the missing link supporting the strength and health of the body. But the benefits of eggs are not limited to protein. They are also a source of vitamin D, which is often deficient in older adults, especially those who spend little time in the sun. Vitamin D plays a key role not only in maintaining bone health, but also in ensuring normal muscle function and coordination. Combined with choline, a nutrient that supports brain and nervous system function, eggs become a food that promotes greater ease and confidence in the body's movements and reactions. It is quite natural to ask about cholesterol because eggs in the past were surrounded by not the most favorable reputation. However, what does the scientific data tell us? For the vast majority of people, moderate egg consumption, about 1 egg a day, does not entail an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Moreover, some scientific studies even indicate that eggs can have a beneficial effect on the lipid profile, increasing the level of good HDL cholesterol. Unless your doctor has given specific recommendations to exclude eggs from your diet, they can be a safe and valuable addition to your daily menu. Of course, the method of cooking eggs also plays an important role. A carefully cooked egg, such as soft-boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled in olive oil, is easily digestible and allows you to preserve most of the nutrients. You should avoid frying in abundant oil or adding excessive amounts of salt, which can lead to stomach irritation or increased blood pressure. And for those who have difficulty chewing, a soft egg is one of the most easily digestible sources of protein, requiring no excessive strain on the jaw muscles. Consider the story of Lynn, a 68-year-old woman radiating optimism and generosity, whom the author met at a wellness seminar. Lynn shared fruit with all the participants, but behind her cheerfulness lay a long-standing problem: morning weakness. She described her condition vividly. "I get up and my legs feel like cooked noodles." Lynn avoided late dinners and snacks after dark, believing it helped her sleep better. The author's solution was to include just one poached egg in Lynn's evening diet. It was a minor change, a small, warm snack before bed. 2 weeks later, Lynn noted with surprise, "I didn't expect it to help, but the shakiness is gone. I feel much more confident." This case demonstrates how properly selected nighttime protein can significantly impact well-being. It is important to emphasize that this is not about overeating at night. The point is to provide the muscles with the necessary building blocks for recovery and regeneration during rest. The body actively works in its sleep, and the task is to provide it with the necessary tools for effective work. Let's turn our attention to an unexpected ally in the fight for sound sleep, which may be gathering dust on a shelf or lost in a kitchen cabinet. Don't underestimate the power of these tiny seeds as we are talking about pumpkin seeds. Yes, those very green seeds, also known as pepitas, that sometimes adorn salads or are added to granola. However, when it comes to muscle relaxation, quality sleep, and nighttime recovery, pumpkin seeds have far more potential than their modest size suggests. Meet Harold, a 72-year-old retired gardener whose hands still remember working the land. He sought help with a common problem. "Every morning I wake up with stiffness in my legs. I stretch, I move, but I still feel unrested." After a thorough analysis of his evening routine, diet, and sleep habits, a key deficiency was identified: magnesium. This mineral plays a vital role in muscle relaxation. A lack of magnesium can cause muscles to remain in a state of partial tension even during sleep. This is why many people wake up with pain despite a full 8 hours of sleep. And, as you may have guessed, one of the best natural sources of magnesium is pumpkin seeds. Just a small handful, about 30 grams, can provide about 37% of the body's daily requirement of this valuable mineral. This is an impressive figure for such a miniature product. By consuming pumpkin seeds in the evening, a person provides their body with the necessary tools for physical relaxation, not just mental. However, when talking about the beneficial properties of pumpkin seeds, it is important to mention that magnesium is just one of the many valuable components contained in this gift of nature. Notably, pumpkin seeds are one of the few foods that are naturally rich in tryptophan, an essential amino acid that plays a key role in the synthesis of serotonin, known as the happiness hormone, as well as melatonin, the hormone that regulates our circadian rhythms and ensures healthy sleep. Although tryptophan itself does not have a hypnotic effect, its synergistic interaction with magnesium creates a powerful tandem that promotes better quality and deeper sleep. And a good rest, in turn, stimulates the production of growth hormone, activates cell regeneration processes, and, especially important for athletes and people leading an active lifestyle, promotes muscle tissue recovery at night while the body is at rest. In addition, pumpkin seeds are a valuable source of plant protein, containing about 7 grams per ounce, as well as healthy fats that slow down the digestive process. Thanks to this, the body receives a stable and even flow of amino acids throughout the night, avoiding sharp spikes and drops in blood sugar levels. This gentle and steady supply of nutrients is an optimal condition for muscle recovery and strengthening, especially in old age, promoting their healing and growth. You may have a legitimate question. What is the best way to consume pumpkin seeds in the evening? The answer is simple. Moderation is key. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 tablespoons, and that will be enough. They can be eaten plain or to increase the protein content added to unsweetened Greek yogurt. Some prefer to lightly toast them in a pan to enhance the nutty flavor, but this is an optional step. It is important to remember that the seeds should be unsalted, as excess sodium in the evening can negatively affect blood pressure, especially for those who monitor hypertension. Pumpkin seeds are a real treasure trove of nutrients, in particular zinc, which plays an important role in cell recovery, strengthening the immune system, and maintaining hormonal balance. This is especially relevant for men over 60 who are looking to maintain healthy testosterone levels, which are directly linked to muscle mass. It's amazing how much benefit can be packed into one small seed. Nature abhors a vacuum, and every element has its purpose. It is worth remembering that, like all nuts and seeds, pumpkin seeds are quite high in calories. This is not a reason to give them up, but it is important to be moderate and avoid eating large portions, especially in the evening. Consider them not as an ordinary snack, but as a night tonic to support muscle health and improve sleep. And here we have the last modest champion of nocturnal regeneration. It lacks the sweetness of fruit or the crunch of grain, and it doesn't impress with bright colors. However, if there is a product that can work tirelessly while you are asleep, restoring muscle fibers that are subject to the destructive influence of time, it is undoubtedly cottage cheese. Some may turn up their noses in disdain, recalling their grandmother's culinary preferences, but it is worth being patient, because behind this simple, grainy mass lies a powerful ally in building muscle mass, especially valuable as an evening snack for those over 60. So what's the secret? Cottage cheese contains a unique type of protein known as casein. Its key difference from the proteins found in chicken, fish, or eggs is that it is slowly digested. Once in the body, it is not immediately broken down, but gradually releases amino acids over several hours, providing continuous nutrition to muscle tissues throughout the night. But why is this so important? The fact is that during sleep, the body switches to recovery mode. However, if there is a deficiency of amino acids in the blood, these essential building blocks for muscles, the body may begin to break down muscle fibers to support other vital processes. And this is the last thing you want to allow, especially given the age-related loss of muscle mass that you already have to fight. Imagine a continuous flow of valuable amino acids nourishing your body throughout the night. This is exactly what a modest portion of cottage cheese provides. This product does not cause sharp spikes in blood sugar levels and does not create a feeling of heaviness in the stomach. It quietly does its job, supporting muscle growth, recovery, and increased strength while you rest. As an example, consider the story of Martha, an energetic 76-year-old woman who began to feel weakness in her legs. Climbing stairs became a real challenge for her, and getting out of the car required significant effort. Despite claims that these were inevitable signs of aging, Martha was unwilling to accept such an explanation. It was then decided to make a small change to her diet, a small bowl of non-fat cottage cheese, just a few spoonfuls, about half an hour before bed. After just 3 weeks, Martha enthusiastically noted, "It seems my body has finally received the signal it needed. I wake up feeling more energized and confident again." Similar changes occur when the body receives what it has been lacking. Cottage cheese is also a rich source of leucine, a key amino acid that stimulates muscle growth, as mentioned in the context of eggs. However, unlike eggs, cottage cheese provides a longer and more even supply of leucine to the body. You could say that eggs provide a short-term boost, while cottage cheese provides slow but reliable support throughout the night. For those who are watching their blood sugar levels, there is even more good news. Cottage cheese, especially its plain non-fat varieties, is low in carbohydrates. It does not negatively affect insulin levels and does not cause nighttime disruptions. On the contrary, the protein in cottage cheese can help stabilize blood sugar levels overnight, which is especially beneficial for people with diabetes or prediabetes. If you are concerned about sodium content, you can choose low-sodium cottage cheese, which is now readily available for purchase. And for those who are concerned about their heart health, it is recommended to choose non-fat or 1% cottage cheese to control saturated fat intake. Let's now consider the aspects of taste and texture of this product. There are people who find pleasure in eating cottage cheese in its original form, appreciating its natural taste and texture. Others prefer to add variety, enriching its taste with the addition of fruits, such as banana pieces, or spices, such as cinnamon. If you have a little kiwi left, don't neglect the opportunity to add it to the cottage cheese, creating an interesting combination of flavors. It is important to remember to be moderate and not overload the product with unnecessary ingredients. It's important to understand that this product isn't just food. It's more like a signal we send to our body, informing it about our needs. There's no need to rush or hurry. Allow your body the opportunity to recover during the night's rest. Even a small amount of this product can have a beneficial effect on the body. This is where its value lies. No need for prior preparation, cooking, or complicated manipulations. There's no need to stand at the stove or spend time making smoothies. Simply open the package, take a spoonful, and provide your body with nutrients, quietly, gently, and effectively. Many mature adults mistakenly believe that restoring strength requires large-scale actions, grueling workouts, complex diets, expensive supplements. However, the truth is that after 60, regaining strength and energy is the result of consistency in the small things, a conscious approach to the needs of your body, and timely provision of the necessary elements. In the context of preparing for sleep, eating a small amount of cottage cheese can be compared to a gentle embrace for the muscles, providing them with nutrition and promoting recovery during the night. After a quiet evening together, take a deep breath and reflect on important things. There's no need for drastic changes or exhausting diets. After 60, the body needs a stable approach, thoughtful and consistent decisions made with care. Today's choice can be simple. Peel a kiwi, boil an egg, enjoy a spoonful of cottage cheese, or let pumpkin seeds melt on your tongue before bed. These aren't just snacks, but a manifestation of kindness to yourself in the future. They nourish muscles, soothe the nervous system, promote deep sleep, and a cheerful morning. Each quiet evening ritual reminds the body of its importance, strength, and ability to recover. Muscle loss is an inevitable process, but it's reversible and preventable. It all starts with meeting the body's needs with simple, loving steps. Instead of feeling like strength is slipping away, you can rest knowing that your body is gently recovering during sleep.